Can the Cats sweep the Vols without their best scorer and best three-point shooter in Jaxson Robinson? Let's talk about it here on the Big Blue Breakdown. Welcome in, everybody, to the Big Blue Breakdown, episode number 20 here on the podcast. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you guys are on podcast, make sure to follow there and to comment. I am more than happy to reply to any comments. Same thing on here on YouTube. If you're watching, like, subscribe, and comment as well. Give your go ahead and leave your guys' score predictions and what you guys think about this game. What are some of your guys' keys, and what do you guys think of Jaxson Robinson being out? We're obviously going to get to that in this episode. Also, go follow us on social media at BigBlue_Breakdown, TikTok, X, and Instagram. Again, thank you guys so much for tuning in here. This is obviously a preview episode of the rematch between Tennessee and Kentucky. Tennessee now being ranked 5th in the nation, Kentucky being ranked 15th. I don't understand how Tennessee dropped down one. I know Florida had a big win against Auburn, but they won 3 in a row and beat Florida by 20. I don't know. And they beat a really good team in Missouri. So I don't know. I don't know what the deal is there, but this is a big matchup for the Cats, and it's not a must win, but it's a. I mean, you kind of need to win it. It's kind of a weird feeling here because this team is so good that if you lose, it's not necessarily a bad loss, but you kind of need it to keep moving forward in SEC play in the right direction, and to have another good resume win to, be in a solid spot come tournament time for both SEC and NCAA tournaments. So obviously in this video and episode, we are going to be breaking down the Tennessee Volunteers, especially since Kentucky played them last. Then we will jump into the matchups between Kentucky and Tennessee. What's going to be the biggest thing with Jaxson Robinson going to be being out? Who's going to step up? Going to give my keys to a win for the Cats, and then finally my prediction. I'll go ahead and pop it up on the screen right here. So as you can see, Jaxson Robinson is out. Lamont Butler, is probable, and then Kerr Kriisa is out. There's some rumblings about Kerr Kriisa being questionable, but I think he's a while away from coming back and being questionable for a game. Lamont Butler, though, probable. That's really good to see, especially with him going against Zakai Ziegler. We didn't have that last time. Zakai Ziegler didn't kill us last time, but he has the potential to and has been playing like it the last couple of games. So ever since Kentucky beat the Vols, they have been on a heater. 3 games in a row they have won. Last game they beat Oklahoma at Oklahoma by 22, 70-52. Before that, beating Missouri 85-81, and then beating Florida by 20, holding the Gators to 44 points, 64-44 win for the Volunteers. We all know, what is this Tennessee team really, really good at? And they're really, really good on the defensive side of the ball. This team is 4th in KenPom. They have a 20-4 overall record. They are, I believe, if I'm seeing this right here, they're 7-4 with all 4 of their losses coming in the SEC. 7-4 in conference play. They rank 33rd in overall offensive efficiency according to KenPom, and then first in defensive efficiency. So I kind of want to go back to the last time Kentucky played Tennessee. Kentucky was able to win that game shorthanded, to say the least. No Lamont Butler in that one. And I believe Andrew Carr played 90 seconds in that game. Kentucky was able to get a victory over the Tennessee Volunteers 78-73 last time they played, and this was at Tennessee. And I'm here to tell you that this game and the way Kentucky should plan about this game is going to be totally different. This is a different Tennessee team. They are playing much better on the offensive end of the floor, just overall. Now they have some different lineups that they're messing with that are very, very effective. They're putting guys like Jordan Gainey, who's a really good player that has been coming off the bench. He's been starting. I think as of recently with him, Zakai Ziegler, um, obviously Chaz Lanier, and I'm trying not to forget his name. He killed us, just absolutely killed us in the last game. That was Milicic, and I don't know who else they throw out there with him, but I think that is the main four. Guys like Meshack are obviously really, really good defenders. They've been having more and more offensive production in the last 3 games after their loss to the Cats. Now on the ESPN matchup predictor, they have the Volunteers with a 53% chance to win this one. Kentucky had a 46% chance, but I want to dive into some main players. Obviously, I did this last time. I just want to remind you guys again what this team really, who this team like really has, and what type of team they are. This team is obviously a very good defensive team. You've seen it, number 1 overall rating in KenPom, number 1 overall defense in the country. This team has played very, very well on the defensive side of the ball lately. I believe in their last 3 games after the loss to the Cats have given up 52. After the loss to the Cats, they've given up 44, 81 being the most, and 52. 52 and 44 are very impressive numbers to only be giving up that much in the SEC play. But man, have they been on a heater lately. Offensively, who has started to hit? Zakai Ziegler. He went out. Actually, he was not playing in the Florida game, and neither was Igor Milicic. And they absolutely killed the Vols. They absolutely killed the Gators, excuse me. This team has been getting better and better and better on the offensive side of the ball as of recently, with some overall scores playing together. And I think that could cause a lot of problems for the Cats, especially with this team hitting the 3-point shot at a high clip like they have recently. Chaz Lanier is obviously a big, big factor in what they do from 3-point land. Last time Kentucky played Tennessee, they did not shoot the ball at all. Basically, the game plan was to, let them come down, let them get open looks, take the shots, and we're going to live and die by what they do from the 3-point line. And they shot terrible. Terrible. I'm pretty sure Chaz Lanier and Zakai Ziegler ended up with 3 3-pointers combined between the two. Zakai Ziegler obviously got hurt in that game against Kentucky, but ended up coming back and then sat out the next game. Tennessee is averaging 75 points a game. They have been solid. It's like, again, they have been very good in their last 3 games. 45% from the field. They grabbed a lot of offensive boards. This team is really good at distributing the ball, and this team again is really, really good at turning you over. 7.5 steals a game. So not really much to go into. Obviously, I went into them last time. I think some things have changed. I think it's a mentality portion more than a number or a statistic to throw out there. I think their confidence is back. They have won 3 in a row, and they've been playing their best basketball to me of all season. Zakai Ziegler has been playing absolutely amazing. I believe last game he had against Oklahoma, he had 19 points and 9 assists. This guy is absolutely amazing with the ball in his hands, and what he can do to an offensive player is amazing. With his height and that disadvantage for him, he's able to get underneath players and to cause turnovers. The battle between him and Lamont is going to be spectacular to see. I am very much excited to see that. Now, some guys that I think I think need to or have kind of stepped up in the last couple of games are guys like Jordan Gainey. He didn't play well against the Cats. This is a guy that came off the bench. I believe he is starting now, if I'm not mistaken. I believe he is starting now. Um, that's he obviously he didn't play great against the Cats. Now he's had really good games. Look at the Illinois game. He had 20 excuse me. He had 20 and a game winner. Um, Guys like him are going to be X factors for the Vols. Now Meshack, I love the way Meshack plays. He's going to score maybe 4 or 5 points, but his defense is phenomenal. I mean, his defense is legit. Now Felix Akpara is another guy that the Vols need to have step up in this one. To me, I think that this game. I'll just go ahead and get into some matchups here because we know this Tennessee team well. Just to let you know, obviously, really, really good defensive team. They've been playing hot recently. Zakai Ziegler leading the way, and guys like Chaz Lanier are stepping up and hitting their threes once more. And Milicic matchup nightmare for the Cats with him be able to shoot threes from the outside, and they have really good key pieces that defend the ball very well. Outside of all those guys. They have struggled to offense throughout the season, but again, they've been hot in that aspect. So, some big matchups, at least to me, are matchups like Lamont versus Ziegler. I think it's going to be amazing to see. I think Lamont can really shut him down offensively, but I'm kind of worried to see and excited to see at the same time how Zakai Ziegler can disrupt Lamont Butler getting into the Kentucky's offense because we need Lamont to be able to create for us. I believe he can get downhill, and he's going to need to have some more scoring in this one than he did against the South Carolina Gamecocks because guys like Jaxson Robinson are out. Your guy that can that's been knocking down threes at a high clip. Yes, I did say Jaxson Robinson has been our best 3-point shooter, and he has because Kobe Brea hasn't had the best SEC performances as of late. Now he had a good one against Tennessee, and he had a good one against Florida, he had a solid one against South Carolina. But we're waiting to find that consistency from Kobe, and he's going to need to step up in this one. Another matchup that I think is big that very much favors Kentucky is Amari Williams in the paint. I could see Amari having another big game like he did against Tennessee in this one. I like his physicality against guys like Felix or Akpara and Milicic. I really like the matchup inside there. Now, what I don't like is obviously Jackson being out, so their key defenders focusing on guys like Ortega, guys like Kobe, obviously, and Almanor. I think it's gonna be a little bit easier for them to kind of step up on those guys. But I do think we need guys to step up because of Robinson being out. And one of those guys has to be Kobe. Kobe has to step up in a major way in this one and knock down some threes. He's got to have it. To me, for Kentucky to win this game, Kobe has to step up and have about 12 to 15 points this game. And I would like to see Almanor get going. He's put up 0 points in the last 2 games. He was on a heater before that. I would like to see him come in here and knock down some open threes like we know he can and really get his game going again because he had a really big game against Tennessee last time. So to give you guys some key things for the Cats to pull this one out, it's going to be a fast start. The last time the Cats played Tennessee, they had a fast start, and this team in Tennessee they're not built to play from behind, period. If you get ahead of this team, it's not impossible for them to come back, but they just don't have overall scores everywhere like the Cats do to make a run and to come back. So to me, number one, out of my 4 for keys is you have to have a fast start, because if you don't have a fast start, it's hard to come back on this team because they're so good defensively. Got to have a fast start. Number 2, to me, it's going to be Kobe Brea stepping up, in part again in part of Jaxson Robinson being out. Now you have to have a guy step up, and I think that guy has to be Kobe Brea. He's got to knock down threes at a high clip in this game. He's got to score points at a high clip in this game. He's got to step up, and I think he can do it. So, second key is to have Kobe Brea step up. And then third is going to be getting defensive rebounds, not letting them get second chance opportunities like they did last game. That's what really kept this Tennessee team in the game against Kentucky and not having it be a blowout. They were able to get offensive rebounds and second chance points to get easy buckets. That's what really kept them in this game against the Cats. And I think if we can keep them off the boards, which can be very hard to because they got guys flying around that can make athletic plays and guys that are really physical inside the paint, it's going to be hard, but we have to be able to get defensive rebounds. And Amari's been very, very good at that this season. He's going to have to step up, and other guys are going to have to step up to crash the glass on the defensive side of the ball, because we cannot let this Tennessee team get offensive rebounds and keep themselves in the game, especially if it's like a first shot. We got to be able to get the rebound. So my last one is going to be taking care of the basketball. Turnovers were a major factor in losses to Tennessee in a win against Tennessee. That again, that's one that kept them inside the game. They were able to turn Kentucky over. It was a major factor. I was meaning to say this. It was a major factor in a loss to Ole Miss. We turned the ball over. Cannot do that against this Tennessee team because they're not the greatest on offense. So if they turn you over, they're going to get free points on the other end, and that's going to lead to them. That's going to be sometimes that is their offense, and you can't let them get in a rhythm that way because they are so dangerous, because they are such a great defensive team. So those are my 4 right there. To give like an MVP and a prediction here, I think, again, to kind of go overall here, with Jax being out, Kobe Brea's got to step up, Ansley Almonor's got to step up and help fill the hole of Jax's scoring. The next thing is you got to keep this team off the glass because they're not a great shooting team, which they've been hot coming into this one. You got to keep them off the glass so they can't get second chance opportunities to keep themselves inside the game. You can't turn the ball over, giving them extra possessions and limiting you to a certain amount of possessions where you don't have enough chances to score. And we gotta have I'm blanking on one here. I think we can't let Zakai Ziegler disrupt our offense. Lamont has to be able to play through him, and it's going to be a really cool matchup to see that right there. And I think this is another key, shut down Zakai Ziegler scoring. Honestly, let him take the threes. Just don't let him get inside the paint and start distributing it to other guys because he leads the SEC in assists. But if I were to give you guys a score prediction or a prediction in this one, I think the Cats win this one because I think we're going to kind of be playing in a desperate situation here. I know we won our last game. I feel like the energy in a desperation type of game, I think the Cats will come out and play well even without Jaxson. I think guys will step up, and I think Lamont will step up too. Obviously, having him healthy is big, and having Andrew almost at 100%, I think is going to play a major factor in points in the paint and not just chucking up threes like we did last game. I think we're going to be able to play inside out, and it's going to be harder for them to guard us that way. Obviously, we're going to have an inside game because we don't have our best three-point shooter as of late in Jaxson Robinson. So scoring is going to have to come from somewhere else. And I think guys like Andrew can really step up with him being almost 100% now. Obviously going to need Kobe to step up and take the reins of the three-point shooting from Jax. But I am going to have the Cats winning this one. I believe we are a 3-point underdog coming into this one, which I'm okay with. Obviously, Jax being out, and this team is really good, and we haven't been playing necessarily great as of recently. I think the Cats make a statement in this one, make it 2 in a row for the Cats in the win column. Give me, I think it's a high scoring game. I think it's a high scoring game in the 80s. Give me 85-81. The Cats take a 4-point win over the Vols, with my MVP being Amari Williams, because he had a great game last time. I think he's going to be able to distribute the ball well, and I think he's been playing amazing recently, by the way. I think that his scoring presence inside is going to be a big thing, and I think he's going to be able to control the paint, and not just on the offense side of the ball. He's going to really help us get the defensive rebounds so they don't have the second chance opportunities that they want off of first shot misses. That's where 3-point shooting and second chance opportunities is where they get their points. So that is my final prediction. That's my MVP. Thank you guys so much for tuning in here to episode number 20. Make sure to check us out on social media at @BigBlue_Breakdown on TikTok, X, and Instagram. Thank you guys so much for tuning in here. And just comment who you guys think will win this game and what's your score prediction and your MVP. I'll either be seeing you guys tonight or tomorrow at some point, but between today and tomorrow, there will be another episode. Thank you guys so much for tuning in here on the Big Blue Breakdown. And as always, go Cats. Let's sweep the Vols.